Yeah, but this is...
Hi, welcome to Le Mans Coach. This is Tom Kristensen, of course, Mr. Le Mans himself. We're 5 hours in to the 24 hours of Le Mans. There's only 19 still to go. Luckily, we're racing again after 2 periods of safety cars. If you've been with us, thanks for sticking with us. And now, Tom, what's it like when you're a driver and you have to deal with these long periods of safety car? Because it's very common at the 24 hours.
It takes the rhythm away. Okay, you can breathe a little bit, but at the same time, when you're looking forward to get into the rhythm and zone again, and it's tough to get out of the safety cars. The tires have cooled down, the tire pressures are low, and at the same time, the cooler temperature has an impact as well. Some teams have gone already to the softer compounds of tires, which are available, but at the same time, also the tire guys at the teams have reported quite a lot of sort of cuts into the tires. Not only due to gravel, it's also due to, they believe, the wear on the asphalt, or a little bit of these. They're doing a little bit of track limit issue, a few places where you have a little bit of less grip.
Both the leading Toyotas have had rear punctures in the last couple of hours, which is interesting. It hasn't really affected the race that much, but talk us through how the safety car operates. First of all, what caused that first period of safety car? Let's a little bit of analysis of that.
The first period of safety car was caused by number 38, who unfortunately, on the lead up to the very highest speed into the Mulsanne corner, he kind of had, if I may go a little bit back, here, he had a delaminated issue. The front tires had a kind of, not explosion, because it's actually not a puncture, but the tire, if it makes sense, is delaminated, the compound from the actually construction of the tire, and that happened at very high speed going onto the straight. And the driver, I mean, he's a rookie. He's a rookie, and he probably could have felt a little bit of vibration before that happened, but it certainly gave him a big surprise and a big scare, because poof, the compound pops up through the carbon and the front bonnet, and as well, it's quite a long way for this to happen, and has to go all around the circuit to come back. But of course, that cost the first safety car. And
so who have we got there? This affects the overall race, of course.
It always affects the overall race. I don't need to go into that. It looks like they are being delayed here, but that's part of the rule of the safety car. If I may go back to show you the map, what you can see here is on the 13.269 kilometer, as you know, I told you before, you have 3 safety cars, not to make sure that in case there's a safety car and everyone gains sort of a lap or loses a lap advantage. So the first safety car will actually be at that point and going from here. That's collecting all the traffic coming, and then he will start to progress around. The second safety car we have here at Arnage, it's parked here and will pick up everything in between there. And then obviously at the start-finish line, we have the third one. So you have A, B, and C safety cars ready and constantly taking the train around. But if you decide to follow this safety car here and dive in to get refueled, new tires, maybe change driver, and do that pretty fast and go out and be behind the same safety car, that's a no-go. You can't do that. You have to wait at the end of the pit lane to then go behind the next safety car. So it makes sense that you don't necessarily gain a big advantage, but on the other hand, there are things which makes you stop. Either you're out of fuel or you want to do a strategic, another safety car, but at least this first safety car caused a bit of confusion, and number 7 clearly at the front gained to Alonso in number 8.
And then, of course, got racing again, and then quickly there was another incident which caused a safety car again. Now, this was a much bigger one. Good to see that the driver's okay, but talk us through this, because this was spectacular.
Yeah, very spectacular. The first impact, you see even the engine, a bit of fire. It's for the Collis car. very unfortunate. They are definitely out of this race. You're coming through the Porsche corners, and it's a very fast corner on the right-hander. Normally it's taking around 240, 250, and just getting up to 260 before you go into the left one, which is the last of the Porsche corners, or also called karting. And it's demanding corner, and it's a corner where the LMP1 cars are going a lot faster than the GT cars. And
so if you show us on the map, because it seems like there wasn't much of a gap. Obviously, he's much faster than the GT
yeah,
cars.
we would like to see the crash, but let's just see exactly where it is. And I will go the Porsche corners you have here. You have the very fast, ultra-fast corners here. And actually exactly where it happens is you're coming around the long right-hander, and the Porsche is going in the racing line, and Kreikheimer is going on the outside. And when they're coming to karting, here they had the crash. Kreikheimer go there into the wall, and the Porsche continues and progresses with his race. But out of the race for poor Kreikheimer. The thing is, it's reported to the stewards, and we will have a look at the stewards later, what the outcome is.
But it would have been a shock, wouldn't it, for Eric Maris there, because he's a bronze driver in the GT AM. He wouldn't have expected
it looks like he's a little bit, if I may, a little bit offline, but it's marginal. But you can see, normally you will maybe have used a little bit more road, but Kreikheimer certainly has to make sure that everything is happening, right here, and the contacts will happen between the two cars there, just as he breathes into the left-hander. I take it away and let us play it completely, and there is the impact.
So that's
was it necessary? Could he have waited? That's the things they will be discussing in the stewards' room. The fact is that Dominic Kreikheimer is out of the race with a very good showing for the College car for this year, who has had a lot of issues at previous Le Mans. So very sad for them.
Yes, so it's bye-bye Collis. So Tom, we're coming to the end of the coach, so we can get straight back to the action. Give us a sense of what's going to happen in the next 2 hours before we're back. It's going to get dark.
Yeah, it's going to be dark soon. The temperature is low, as I said, they are on softer compound. Alonso and Lopez are very, very narrowly matched, and they are on the same fuel load, but it seems like Lopez might be on a fresher set of tires, as it didn't look like Alonso took them last time. But in general, LMP2 full of action, GT2, and a lot of things are happening.
And Fernando Alonso is currently leading the Le Mans 24 hours. Thanks, Tom. We'll see you in just under 2 hours. Do you think the rain's going to come eventually? Because the clouds are pretty grey.
Yeah, I think.
Welcome to Le Mans Coach. I'm Neil Cole. This is Tom Kristensen, Mr. Le Mans himself. You don't get 9 Le Mans wins without knowing a thing or two about what's going on this amazing circuit behind us. And darkness is coming, which makes things very, very interesting. Now, we've got a slow zone at the moment out on the circuit of de la Sarthe. Tom, can we talk a little bit about what happens during a slow zone? And first of all, what caused the last one?
Yeah, the last slow zone, Neil, was caused by a certain Juan Pablo Montoya, who's a rookie.
What a shame, what a shame, a rookie this year.
A rookie this year, and the United Autosport goes off. I mean, I'm not joking, but at Indianapolis. And Indy 500 is certainly one of these races he has conquered and done very well. We haven't got very good pictures about what happened. The thing is that it's a tricky corner. It's banked when you're coming in, and the temperature is decreasing. In that sense, there can have been some of the issues which lead him to park it in the gravel. He's back out and he's continuing, and it happened at the Indianapolis, as I said. As he's coming down and he's went off here. And the slow zones, if I may say coursing, this is when you don't have a safety car. You put in a safety car when it's a major accident or something which is having a bigger issue. Here, they decided to put the race director, Eduard Freitas, decide from here all the way down to the exit of Arnage corner, to have a slow zone, which limited the top speed at 80 kph. So 80 kilometers per hour, driving flat out, coming here 330, 40, braking, boom, and then down to 80 kilometers all the way to here. And then from here you then release and keep going again. And I would like to say that here, when you go green again, we had another spinner at that point, and
it was Thierry, and he's done Le Mans a few times. It's not a rookie error, is it?
It's certainly not a rookie error, but it's a mistake. It's a concentration. Here we go. He's in the slow zone, as you can see. He's taking into an arse, putting the power down at that point, and I can see, if you see here, that's exactly where he starts spinning, and he's coming out. So this is quite, if we press the right button. Here we have a green flag, so he's coming out of the slow zone, and obviously he's eager to floor it, because he's just been traveling nearly 3 kilometers in a slow zone at 80 kilometers, and there's nothing a driver wants more is to get out of that. He floors it a bit early, misjudges the grip level he has on the tires, which has obviously cooled a little bit, and that enters him into a spin, which was quite costly as it took him a little while to get going. And he's in second position, chasing that G-Drive racing of Rushinov at the time.
Because those prototypes are built to drive fast, so they don't perform as you want them to perform if they've been going slow for that period of time.
That's correct. I mean, even though it's not a long time, it will take about 2.5 minutes of traveling that. But when you are into the really good performance or right temperature window on the tires, I mean, things like that can very easily catch you out. And unfortunately for Bruno Thierry, it didn't cost much. He went straight into the box, made a pit stop, and now the car has been driving by Nicolas Lapierre, and they are still in second position.
Yeah, let's have a look at the LMP2 battle at the moment.
Both. Let's have a look here. There we will go. We have the leading car, number 26,
so
going out of Tertre Rouge in Verne, Jeff, Mr. Verne driving in front of Lapierre, who's trailing him by quite some margin, and big lead for Verne and the G-Drive team at the moment in this category. Should we look at...
Yeah. And as you can see, I can tell you that the track is now green again. We have a green flag, so there's no more slow zone, so the cars are all racing at full speed again, which is good news.
I think for the GTE Pro, the race is hot, and it's really, really incredibly tight between all the cars. A little bit except the leader in the pink pig Porsche, obviously the livery from the great 917 many years ago. They have quite a huge lead at the moment by, let's say, where is it exactly? It's about 1 minute 49 at the moment. And that 1 minute 49 is not done on pace alone. It's done a little bit of fortune, but deserved fortune, as they were leading when they came up to the safety cars at the last two we had earlier in the evening, and obviously gained a lead in that sense.
But all of the, the top six in GTE are very, very tightly matched. Apart from that gap, they're close, and their lap times are almost identical.
Absolutely.
So we're heading into what is undoubtedly one of the many crucial parts of the Le Mans 24 hours. It's getting dark. We've had the period of dusk where the sun's coming down, and just give us a sense of what that was like to drive through, and then what happens when it properly gets dark.
Yeah, I mean, the drivers in dusk, it's where it's out of Mulsanne corner, up through the gearbox, 300, 320, 330, reaching top speed around the kink down to Indianapolis. That's where the sun is straight into your eyes, and it's very irritating because you're certainly blinded for some meters. And at that speed, the meters, you travel very fast. The darkness comes straight after, so it's the difference between having a dark visor into the sun, and then suddenly you want to have more light to be able to see. That's sort of the things which they are battling in the next half an hour.
Well, we can see the lights traveling past us behind us. So what do you think, certainly the rookies that will drive for the first time ever in traffic at night at Le Mans, what are they going to be doing over the next couple of hours to become acclimatized to driving at night in this crazy race?
It was, the low temperature has come quite early this evening, so it's not like it's dropping suddenly, but it's getting lower, and that tends to catch out people. We have seen already a little bit we have just seen both with Montoya and with Terrier, but these are the things which you should look out for. But when you have such a close battle, particularly in the GT category, watch out for the racing which is going on there. That's what I will look for. So you better watch it too.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back in just under 2 hours, but keep watching the Le Mans 24 Hours. As you can see, continues behind us.